armed in arms, singing the Nigerian anthem as they were indiscriminately gunned down. Now is the time to hold officials to account for their crimes against humanity that they have embarked on. So I call for an impartial UN investigation into these human rights violence and to begin a process to secure justice for victims and their family. As we try to make sense of the incidents, we must ask uncomfortable questions of ourselves. I'm referring to the fact that British officials trained SARS police squad from 2016 up until this year, 2020.
Many of my constituents who have friends and relatives in Nigeria and want to see our government help ensure their safety. I firmly believe that we have an obligation to condemn violence and human rights abuses where we see them, which is why I have publicly condemned the violence that took place on the 20th of October when young people's rights to protest were tragically suppressed. In Erith and Thamesmead, 4,469 people have signed this petition that we are here to debate today. This is the highest amount of petitioners across the constituency seats. I have been contacted individually by dozens of people who want to see action to ensure that human rights are upheld in Nigeria. One constituent wrote to me to say recently that she watched a documentary on how Nigerian military opened fire on unharmed children who were happily and peacefully demonstrating and carrying Nigerian flags. Many were killed mercilessly. She said she cried and said to me, "This could have been anyone." My constituents are right in demanding we see long-term action. A statement of condemnation like scribes to international human rights law, we must be quicker to act to support those who are having their rights infringed upon them around the world. Accountability is the cornerstone of democracy, and I was pleased to see the Minister of Africa write to me to confirm that the UK government will continue to work with the Nigerian government and international and civil society partners in support of police reform. However, it is clear that suitable methods of accountability have not been implemented. It was just yesterday that the Nigerian military admitted that soldiers fired live bullets at anti-SARS protesters on October 20th. However, there is still no confirmation about the number of young protesters who have tragically lost their lives. According to Nigerian officials, 2 young people were killed in the shooting, but reports by Amnesty claim there are 10 lives that were lost. How can this be considered appropriate accountability if we cannot even reach a consensus on the amount of lives taken at Lekki Toll Plaza in Lagos in October? I do not believe of police and military violence. In the first instance, the UK government should be calling for an independent investigation into the allegations of misconduct by the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Organisations like Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, who have been following the abuses that have taken place in Nigeria for years, should be consulted in their evidence and collated alongside an independent investigation.